Masters and Johnson research work has thrown up many interesting facts. What we thought as abnormal earlier were not really abnormal. They seem to be not the normal physiological events. Similarly, what we thought as normal earlier were not really normal, but they are not really abnormal also, but they are a different set of acts and behaviors. This dispelled many cobwebs of misinformation from our minds. We are able to understand the intricacies of the human sexual act, and thereby we are able to clearly slot each of the problem into what condition it is. For example, the sexual problems can be classified under the following headings. 1. Sexual concerns. Practically every single human being has some concern or other regarding his sexual behavior, his sexual performance, and sexuality. Because he is worried, this is what is happening to me, this is what I think. But is it normal? Do everybody think the same way? Do everybody behave the same way? For example, the fear about masturbation comes under concern. Now, when a person ages, his sexual response, the ability of the body to respond, slows down, but he doesn't understand that he is getting worried. Similarly, concerns of the medically ill. A person who suffers a heart attack, he or she is worried whether they can have sex or not. If they have sex, will affect the heart and kill them. A newly married couple, the wife becomes pregnant within 2 months of marriage. When they are still new and craving and longing for a regular sexual life, when she becomes pregnant, they are little concerned whether they can have sex during pregnancy or not. Because somebody says that once the wife becomes pregnant, you should not have sex because it will affect the pregnancy. Or somebody will say, even though she is pregnant, you must perform daily so the delivery will be easy. Now, who has to answer? This scientific information is not available in the lay media. What is important is very simple. Any concern, when they don't have an answer, creates a lot of confusion and anxiety. Next comes is what is known as sexual adjustment problems. The couple are not able to adjust to each other's sexual needs and wants. It is not the physicality alone. It is the emotionality, the attitudes, aptitudes, knowledge they have. Then comes what we specifically call as dysfunction. That means there is a problem in functioning sexually. As I mentioned earlier, thanks to Masters and Johnson, if a man has got problem during the desire, have a problem with having a desire, we call it desire phase disorders. It can be low, it can be high, or a person can be both averse to sex itself. Then if the problem arises with regards to arousal, be it a male or a female, we have arousal phase disorders. In the man, what we call as erectile dysfunction. That is, this particular man is not able to get an erection, or he gets an erection but is not able to sustain till the act is completed, or is not able to maintain the erection till he achieves vaginal penetration. In the woman, she has desire, but she is not getting aroused so that she can reach her orgasm. Then comes the orgasm phase. Then if the man ejaculates quickly, we call it premature ejaculation or early orgasmic response. If there is a delay in ejaculating, we call delayed orgasmic response or retarded ejaculation. So many other things. In a woman, if she doesn't get an orgasm, we call orgasmic dysfunction. Then we have what is known as sexual pain disorders. That is, this particular individual experiences pain when he or she is having sexual intercourse. In a woman, it is subdivided into a vaginismus, wherein the woman, without her conscious knowledge, clenches her vaginal muscles so the man cannot enter her at any cost. Or she may allow that to happen, but she may experience pain. It is known as dyspareunia or painful intercourse. Now, basically, the advantage of this categorization and classification tells us very clearly, okay, this particular individual or couple have a problem in this phase, and these may be the causes, because we are able to shortlist. And to clinch that, we know we have to do this following test, and once we confirm that, then we know what treatment strategy has to be advised.